edition of the Big Man on Campus podcast. I'm breaking down Saturday college football here for week one. What a glorious day it is. We're back after a fun night last night. It's been a fun 2 days to start the season, to be honest with you. If we're looking at my wagers, what I've been doing, what I've been helping you out with, it's all been great. It's all been gravy. It's only 2 days, though, and we've been here before. I've had good starts. I've had bad starts. I've had good months. I've had bad months. We have to keep it going. I have to keep it going. That's all that matters. If you're tailing along at home, remember you're tailing. Let's try to find some winners here tonight. Big day of college football. Your first big one of the season. Do me a favor. Before you start listening in, go, please, retweet the show on Twitter. Say hello in the chat. Like the show, whatever you're doing. If you're new around here, welcome in. Thanks for checking out the stream. Please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. A couple of people here to say hello to. Jar Jar, good to see you. Thanks for watching. Captain 24/7, Sean Higgs, Joey Rice, Joe, Jared, Adam, thanks for watching. All of you, appreciate you coming in. What do you think about Akron against Illinois? Well, look, I mean, I liked Illinois last year at times. I thought they were pretty decent offensively. In fact, I backed them a few times. I remember a brutal beat, real early in the season. They were actually up on Penn State and ended up not covering like a 24-point number. It was early last year. I know Donnie Wrightside remembers that one. But now they're in a different role. They're laying points. I like this offense, though. I think, Illinois is a team that can run the football. They have a guy in Reggie Corbin who is a breakout offensive player. But again, I don't think Akron's this bad in the sense of like they're this big of an underdog to Illinois. I mean, till Illinois shows that they can defend and step up when it matters most. I mean, does anyone really feel like backing Illinois' defense? I mean, this was one of the worst defenses in the country last year. To think they've made a huge resurrection, I can't say. I mean, again, Akron has a new coach. Keep that in mind. But you look at who the quarterback is, Brandon Peters, who many people might remember from Michigan. So you have to figure this team's going to be able to score some points. If I had to pick in this game and if I had to choose a side, I'd probably take Akron. I think they're a plucky kind of team that can hang around. And I don't trust Illinois' defense. We'll see if they've made the step forward. This is definitely a learning curve type of game. But again, if you can get 17, I would be interested. I didn't look at this game as far as to bet on. This is up to, I think, 18 now. So I'm just looking at that now. So, yeah, at that number, I would probably take Akron here. Let me go over some of the games that I have my eye on. First of which is going to be East Carolina. I've talked about East Carolina ad nauseum. I'm not going to really go into them again. I think they're a team that is really going to have a resurgence this year. At times, sometimes you have to look at body language of players, and the body language of this team last year was just off. They weren't led by an effective leader. Scotty Montgomery was a bad hire. But you look at who they bring in, Mike Houston, a guy that had real success at James Madison. He was terrific there. He won a national title at the FCS level. He comes in with a lot of moxie. I think the culture is different at East Carolina. This is a prove-it game. We've heard a lot of talking heads that love East Carolina. And this is going to be where they have to come up and get the job done. This is an in-state matchup, though. I always like those step-up games for a G5 team. Maybe have a little bit of getting even to do if you're East Carolina and NC State's above you. They get all the recognition in your state. NC State loses Eli Drinkowitz. He's off to App State. They have a new quarterback. They have a lot of new defensive players. This team over the last 2 years has been ravaged on the defensive side of the ball. I believe they put 13 players up to the next level. So they've lost a lot of talent. And Dave Doran's got to rehash some things here. I think this is too many points. I'll gladly take East Carolina in a game that I'm really looking at from a perspective of I think they're better. I think Mike Houston makes them a better team. And I like Holt Nailers. I think he can move the football here. I had 18. I got 18 a while ago. Let's go through a couple games. Florida Atlantic, Ohio State. I think on the surface, if I can get 28 here, I'd probably take Florida Atlantic. Until I've seen Ohio State and they've made a competent improvement defensively, I can't really get involved with laying a big number with this team. This is really a new team. I mean, it's Ryan Day now. Urban Meyer's gone. And now you have to face that realization. Look, Justin Fields, I think, is going to be in a great situation there. But, to me, I think Florida Atlantic's a team that will be able to move the ball. Chris Robinson, the quarterback, they have a couple of big play receivers, and they have a tight end, Harrison Bryant, who is a load to deal with. I think he's 6'6", 250. He's a big, big, big kid. He's going to be a guy that I think is going to be a safety valve for Chris Robinson over the middle. To me, I'm not keen on really laying a number here. If I had to play this game, I'd probably take Florida Atlantic. I think there are some concerns on both sides of the ball for Florida Atlantic, but I need to see what the Buckeyes have as far as depth and overall talent on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to score points. They'll put up 40 here. The question I have here is, how many points do they give up? I just don't see a score that, really – is this game really going to be 48-14? I don't see them being that good defensively. I think they'll be improved, but I think it's going to be hard to keep Florida Atlantic out of the 20s. I think if Florida Atlantic can get into the 20s, they should be able to cover this game. A lot of people asking about the over. Over just seems too low, doesn't it? This almost just looks too low and has me at pause. I thought this game would be like 68, 69. You're throwing like a 64.5 out there. I smell a rat with this one. I'm going to kind of avoid that one here. What else do we have here? I'm just going to try to go down and go through as many games as I can here. Toledo, Kentucky. Is Kentucky, have they filled the void from Josh Allen and Benny Snell leaving on both sides of the ball last year? Their quarterback, Terry Harris, at times was hard to watch. Has he taken the next step as a passer? We always know Jason Candle's team at Toledo is going to be high-flying. They have a quarterback, Mitch Guadini, that can move the ball. Again, we have another situation where a good G5 team is getting double digits from a Power 5 team. This has not worked out well for the Power 5 team. You look at last night, I hit that one right on the nose. Purdue is not good enough defensively to lay double digits. Here's the thing, though. Kentucky is good enough to lay numbers like this. The question is Toledo hamstrung against a good defense? We've seen G5 teams who generally can move the football against anybody in their conference move the ball. You look at Middle Tennessee State. They were a prime example. With Brent Stockstill at the helm, they move the ball at will against everyone that wasn't in the SEC. They get and play an SEC team, no matter if it's Vanderbilt, Missouri, or Alabama, they could not move the football. Can Mitch Guadini move the football against a really good opponent? Is Kentucky a really good opponent? I don't think. This isn't the last year's team. It's still a good defense. It's going to be ball hawking, and that's what has me pause here. That's where it's a little different than those other games. Mississippi State, UL Lafayette. A lot of speculation on suspensions here. And this comes directly from the super fan of Mississippi State himself, Brandon Walker, who says that there's only 2 starters that are being suspended for Mississippi State. So we'll take him at his word for it. He knows Mississippi State football pretty well, Brandon Walker. I'll take his word for it. They should be able to have their way with UL Lafayette. I do like UL Lafayette. I think they're going to be a good team down in the Sun Belt. They have a quarterback that can move the ball. But this team defensively last year at times looked lost. Tommy Stevens, according to Moorhead, is his guy. We'll hope Stevens can protect the football. That's not something he was able to do in previous stops. Again, you're starting to get a number that's going low here. This is down to 18. Maybe a bit disrespectful. Mississippi State beat them by like 40 last year, if I can remember. A lot of people in here. Thanks for checking out the show. I gladly appreciate it. Let me see about some comments. Let me see if I can answer some questions and hopefully help you. Kentucky goes over 60. All right. Well, good luck with that. What's up, Ralph? Thanks for watching. Mike Butler, thanks for watching. All of you in here, thank you for checking out this show. All right, let's try to get to some questions here. East Carolina's my early pick. Let's get it. What's up? What's up? Any comments? What's up, One Mike? Thanks for checking out. DJ One Mike, one of the best DJs in Pennsylvania. Shout out DJ One Mike, one of the legends in the DJ game in PA. Shout out to my man. I need a Benny the Butcher and Griselda best of, dude. I need that together. Give me West Side Gun, Conway, best Benny the Butcher, all on one tape. I love you forever if you could do that for me. Ohio State first half -17. Yeah, that's touchy. That's interesting. I mean, what Ohio State are you going to get? Are they going to be lackadaisical with the football and not really know Ryan Day's system and struggle? Or are they going to come out and just beat up an opponent that they should be able to score against? I'm not running to the window to do that. Thanks for watching, James Reno. Virginia Tech BC thoughts. Yeah, this came across to me, guys, as kind of like last night's Utah State Wake game. I look at this game and I say to myself, what gives with this line? I think BC is a team that will be really good as usual. I mean, they have a guy in A.J. Dillon who can run all over the place. They have a competent quarterback. I don't know. This is a tough trip, though, for Va Tech. Justin Fuente's group. I don't know. I don't love this game. I didn't look too deep into it. I tend to kind of stay away from Boston College games. Over the years, I just haven't had a lot of success betting on them for whatever reason. I like Dillon a lot, though, and I have a feeling that he's going to be able to do some good things here against this defense. You look at this game, Virginia Tech a 5-point favorite. I don't know if they're 5 points better on the road at Boston College. We saw last night, Utah State is a good, competent football team. You can't give them nearly a touchdown and not expect for them to hang around. They have the ability to do that. And I think Boston College, with Dillon, with the quarterback, I think they can hang around. They're always good defensively, that group. Money coming in on Va Tech. I have a feeling this is a scrappy football game, and the Eagles, get inside the number. Northwestern, Stanford. This is a game that I don't really quite understand either. Stanford, I think, on name recognition, should be a favorite here. They're at home, obviously. But here's the thing about Stanford. Here's the problem that I have with Stanford. A, you don't have a bell cow running back that's going to dominate anybody. Bryce Love ain't walking through the door. Toby Gerhardt ain't walking through the door. You don't have that football player. You also have a quarterback that's good, not great. You have a defense that was among the worst pass defense in the country last year, and you have a coach who has no balls and won't take any chances. So then I look on the other side and I see Pat Fitzgerald, the guy that has done wonders at Northwestern, a guy that has a good defense. He has a capable quarterback even after losing Clayton Thorson. And you look at Northwestern on the road, 8-2 against the spread over the last 10 games on the highway. This team gets the job done, and as an underdog, they get it done even better. 9-2 against the number over the last 11 as an underdog. That is good enough for me. Again, I don't quite, look, I'm no football whisperer. I can't say I have every answer, but if I'm looking at every game on the card and you're asking me about this game, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't think Stanford is 6.5 points better than Northwestern. I think this is a low-scoring, knockdown, drag-out football game. I think Stanford's a 6.5-point favorite for reasons that aren't football-related. It's that name, they're Stanford. No offense, but they haven't been that good last couple of seasons, and I'll exploit them. Northwestern as an underdog has to be the way to go. You're starting to get up to Tom Herman territory with those underdog numbers. Syracuse Liberty. I've talked about this on some of the shows I've done. I just talked about it on a call-in that I did to a radio station. I was close on this game over the number. This was close to being a play for me. And I still think it's really a great play. But again, on Saturdays, especially early, you can't bet every game, okay? You have to kind of, pick and choose your really good spots. You have to be willing to say, I love this game. I'm not adoring this game. You look at Syracuse Liberty. Look, over-unders are all about pace, plays per game. How many plays are you going to have to score the football? Because as we know in the NFL and college football, every time you have the ball, rudimentarily, you can score a touchdown. I don't think rudimentarily is a word, but whatever. You get what I'm saying. It's basic thought, but when you have the football, you can score on every play. These are two offenses that are high-powered. Both these groups, Syracuse and Liberty, top 10 last year in plays per game. Syracuse, number 2 in the country. You look at pace and what it dictates. You look at last night's game, Oklahoma State, Oregon State, a game that I had over the number. Both those groups, very quick, very high-powered. We want to run 80 plays a game. That's what these two teams are going to do. It's all also in this game quarterback play. You look at both these quarterbacks, gunslingers, can move the football. They don't want to run the ball. Calvert can move the ball, and he's got his top receiver back, Antoine Gandy-Golden. Syracuse, this is a tough game. Liberty is a decent football team. This is going to be a tough atmosphere. This is the biggest game Lynchburg has ever seen as far as from a football perspective. It's the first game of the year. I think there's fireworks in this game. Two good quarterbacks, two good offenses. Weather's clear. This one should be high scoring. I was surprised this total wasn't 70-ish. I thought we'd see a bit higher of a number here. I had someone ask me about my thoughts on Memphis, Ole Miss. I'll get to that in just a second. And also, someone's asking me in my DM about why did I take Michigan? Well, it's a number of reasons. First of all, I think Michigan's a playoff team. I think they're that good. The adage question is Jim Harbaugh going to let Shea Patterson take his training wheels off? Because this offense has hamstrung him a little bit. If you let him run his offense, you let, kind of the offensive coordinator have his way, Michigan could be one of the better offenses in the country. I think that's how good Shea Patterson is. We saw him at Ole Miss and how effective he was. Josh Gaddis needs to get him out on the run, throwing the football down the field. They have a great receiving core. This could be one of the better all-around receiving cores in the country. This is a really good receiving core. I don't think they have any shot, Middle Tennessee, at slowing this offense down. And look, I know people say, well, big men, they lost a lot on defense last year. I get that. But Don Brown is a terrific coordinator. They've reloaded, and this is also a big play against Middle Tennessee. First of all, this is a tough atmosphere, especially in your first game. You got to go up to Ann Arbor. 100,000 people. First game of the season. Weather's good still. Middle Tennessee, if Brent Stockton was still the quarterback, maybe they'd have a shot here. But it's hard to think they're going to be able to move the ball. As I said earlier in this show, they couldn't move the ball last year against good defenses with Brent Stockstill, who is arguably the best quarterback they've ever seen at that school and in that conference. He's gone. I have some real question marks on how many points this team can even score. It wouldn't surprise me if they get shut out. You have to look at the body of work that this team has had against top-tier opponents. They can't move the ball. I watched them last 2 years against Vanderbilt just get eviscerated. They can't move the ball. It's not even a question of moving the ball. It's completing passes. It's competency. I'd be really surprised if they score over 10 points in this game. I just would. I think Michigan puts up, I think this is like a 48-10, 48-7 type of game. It wouldn't surprise me if Michigan's pitching a shutout late in this game. And one thing you know about college kids, as this game goes on and you get in late in the third quarter, the goal is a shutout. The game is decided already. You're up 41-0. The goal is, can you shut this team out now? I love the number I got. I got a great price on the number. You look at the number now, I think it's up towards 35. I got 31.5. So, I actually saw yesterday, as I said earlier, I had guys that said they didn't trust me because I bet this game early. One of the dumber things I've ever heard in this business. Just guys that have no idea how this all works. Very little how this game works. All right. Let's try to answer some questions here. A lot of people asking about Memphis, Ole Miss. I kind of feel bad for Matt Luke because I know he loves this program, and I know he'll do anything to keep his job. And he basically is trying to be the next Ed Orgeron. Maybe not the best coach on earth, but his players like him. He can maybe get kids in there. and he can try to keep this job. This is going to be a good start as to whether he can keep this job. And here's the thing about this game and why I like Ole Miss. There's just too many things for Ole Miss that work out here. It's the first game, but you're banking on, does Ole Miss love Matt Luke? Because this is a great way. If you can go out and beat Memphis, a team that's one of their better G5 teams, that's a nice start to the season for them. They're an underdog for a reason. I mean, Memphis is a good team. And you got to look at Ole Miss. You got to look at kind of timing here and not feel bad for them. You know, Ole Miss finally is out of bowl hell. They can finally make a bowl game, and all their talent's gone. They lose A.J. Brown. They lose D.K. Metcalf. They lose DeMarcus Lodge. They lose Jordan Ta'amu. The timing has been horrible. I mean, you're finally relevant again, and now you lose all your talent. But the question is, can they go into Memphis and win? You know, this game reminds me a bit of Utah Brigham Young, not from really where the game is standpoint, but I see a lot of people in Ole Miss, a lot of people. But then I also look at just overall athlete. You're getting better players here at an SEC school. But, you know, how much does this group like Matt Luke? At any rate, I'd have to think these two teams go back and forth. Two good offenses. I mean, Memphis seemingly never is able to stop anybody. You know, you also look at what Mike Norvell said and why this total has me concerned. I'm kind of all over the place with this game because I think it's tough. Mike Norvell's discussed that he wants to give Patrick Taylor at least 25 carries. This is a bad Ole Miss rush defense, and that's what kind of has me really concerned. I mean, this team, you know, a few times over the last few seasons has gotten ravaged on the ground. This is a stay away for me. I think this is a big game for Ole Miss in the future of the program, but I really there's just too much uncertainty with who's going to be out there. Watch out for Scotty Phillips, though, a guy for Ole Miss that can really get it moving. Let's go through a couple of comments here. Someone asking about Northwestern. I already went over that game. Talk about Florida State and Boise. I'm not on that game. You have a game that's been moved. I don't really want to get involved with a game like that. I think Boise has some question marks. I think both teams have question marks. New quarterback for Boise. Rest of the team's good. What are we going to get out of him? I want to see what Boise has at quarterback before I think that this team is backable. Also, a lot of people just think Boise is going to be in that Mountain West title game. We need to see what's going on with this quarterback before anything. Toledo and Kentucky, already went over it. You have to recap and rewind here. Did you touch on East Carolina? I touched on them probably over the last month about 30 times. And yes, I am on East Carolina plus 18. Got it a long time ago. Wouldn't Michigan have to beat Ohio State to make the playoff? Yes. But I think this is the first year where it's definitely surely possible. Listen, if they don't beat Ohio State, I would fire Jim Harbaugh. It's not good enough. This is 4 years now, and you've not gotten to a playoff with that talent, with this recruiting pool, with these atmospheres, with this facilities, all this stuff you have to put into account. Jim Harbaugh has to get to the playoff. Texas over 55. Do you like? Yeah, this is a play for me. I sent this one out. I posted it on Twitter. If you want my 4 plays for today, it's all free. All you got to do, go to my Twitter, @JeffNadu. Take a look. Let me know what you think. Yeah, this is a play for me. I think for me, I have a hard time thinking that La Tech doesn't move the ball here. You know, La Tech's a good team. They're one of those G5 teams that's always kind of relevant. They have a good coach. You look at their quarterback, Jamar Smith, terrific player, a guy that can move the football. They have a high-level wide receiver in Adrian Hardy. Look, Texas, I think the jury's out defensively with this team. I mean, I don't know how good they are. I don't think they were very good last year, and I don't think they're very good this year. I think they're going to move the ball, La Tech. But then I also look on the other side, and are they a good defense? La Tech, yes, but Texas is a big play team. Texas has a big play quarterback. Texas has big play receivers that are going to go up and get the football. There's a lot of things about Texas that you love. And look, they're going to move the ball. Tempo-wise, they were very good last year. I just think this is a back-and-forth kind of game. I don't have any reason to think that Texas doesn't put up 40 in this game. Maybe like a 41-22 type of game, something like that. somewhere in that range. This total just seemed too low to me. It's pretty simple. What else do we have here? You made me a better college football. We should have a blessed year. Yeah, let's hope. I mean, I didn't have a great year last year, so I'm trying to kind of redeem myself. Will UTEP keep Houston Baptist under 10 points? Well, look, Skittles. I mean, I'm not really wanting to buy in with 50 plus games in the card. I'm not wanting to buy in that UTEP is going to keep anyone off the scoreboard. I mean, this is a bad football team. Dana DeMel has a really tough job there. That would not be on my card as far as worry today. One game, though, that I do have an interest in that I actually looked at for a long time, and I spent a lot of time on it, is a game off the beaten path. Texas Tech is playing Montana State. For anyone that's not aware, Montana State is a good team, FCS team. They're a top 15 team coming into the season. In many publications, they're a top 10 team. This is a good team. This is a team that can move the ball. They have a nice run game. I'm interested to see today if Texas Tech has improved defensively. They have a new coach, Matt Wells. We know they're going to go quick. But one thing we saw under Matt Wells at Utah State, while they were really good offensively, they were also really good defensively. And a lot of people have reason to think that this Texas Tech team has improved defensively. You have a total at 60 here. It's likely Texas Tech pushes 50. I mean, they're just way better than Montana State. They're going to go light years, quick, fast. I'm interested today in seeing, and I know it's only Montana State, but this is a Montana State team that it wouldn't surprise me if they get to the subdivision playoff. They're that good. Casey Bauman's a good quarterback. He's a guy that will give them success. I've heard Casey Bauman, and Montana State's obviously an FCS team, so you're comparing always to Carson Wentz, but I've heard a lot of people say he has a lot of Carson Wentz in him. So we'll be interested to see if Texas Tech has even taken a competent step forward defensively, even if it's just against Montana State. Don't take Montana State for granted. This is a top 10 FCS team. All right. We'll be on for another, 15 minutes or so. Get your questions in now. Fresno State, USC. Yeah, look, I'm not running to the window to bet USC. Jeff Tedford's group at Fresno, always very solid, always very good defensively. They have to replace a quarterback, though, and that's my concern. This is a step up. And that's why week one, you really have to pick and choose where you're going, because you don't want to get involved with a team that has a totally new system or a totally new quarterback that's going to decide whether they win or not. You have to be able to kind of differentiate what's going on. And for me, that's a game that I just want to see more of what Fresno State has at the quarterback position. Thanks for watching. Hal Abrams checking out the show. When are we fan caving at Bally's? I'm not sure we'll ever fan cave at Bally's. I'm not a Bally's kind of guy. I think Bally's is a trashy place. It's not a place that I really go. If I'm going to a boardwalk casino, it's Tropicana, where I've went for years, or Oceans. Ocean has a really nice book, but yeah, I mean, here's the problem, Higgs. I mean, now I don't have to go to Atlantic City. I can bet in Pennsylvania. So, I'll be down in the winter. I'll likely be down there when I can. But, I have some big news likely coming. So I just don't know how much I'm going to be able to get down there. I'm likely going to be moving for my new gig here. So I just don't know how much I'm going to be able to get down there. Look, in the summer, I'll be in Atlantic City. We'll see if I can try to make a trip down there. We'll see how it all goes. What else do we have here? Guys, please include game number if you're going to give me a game. Auburn, Oregon. James asking about. Yeah, this is a play for me. This is my last play of the night. I'm on the under in this game. I just think the total's too high. I've seen Auburn games before where you're going to put a total mid-high 50s. And they don't get to 50. Auburn is real on defense. Okay, this defensive line is as good as it gets. Up front, Davidson and those guys up front. This is a really good defense. This is a team that the strength is on the defensive line. This is also an Auburn team that I think has some question marks at quarterback. I don't know what Bo Nix is going to give you. I think they really depend on the run tonight. back there. I don't think they're going to put Bonex out there too much. This is an Oregon defense that improved. I think will improve. I just think they have too many athletes to not improve. And, look, for whatever reason in his career, and I don't know about, I haven't looked at every single game that he's played in his college career, but, while I love Justin Herbert, I have some question marks about him against better competition. I've seen him in certain games just, for whatever reason, not show up and not play at a real high level. And I have some concerns about that. This is a real defense. This is a defense that he's going to have to play well in. You look at that bowl game, a game that they won 7-6. I mean, he was 19 for 33, under 60% completion. He didn't play great. You look at some other games last year. He was good. He wasn't great. You look at against Washington, 18 for 32, 202 yards, 56% completion percentage. Look, I'm not worried about what he did against, Portland State and Bowling Green and San Jose State. Against top-tier defenses, what has this guy done? You look at against Arizona last year, 24 for 48, 186 yards. He completed 50% of his passes and also had an interception. Look, the guy doesn't throw interceptions. I mean, that's one thing about him. But I just want to see him in one game situation against a good football team that can defend. Is he able to decipher that defense? Because there's certain games where he hasn't been able to. Let's go back to 2017. Boise State bowl game, he was good. He had his games. You look at against, for the most part in 2017, he was very good. But over the last year or so, against certain good defenses, he struggled. This is a good defense. The pace isn't going to be particularly there, I don't think, in this game. I know Oregon, they generally have the thought of they're going to go at a light year speed. Last year, 49th in the country in plays per game. They were kind of in the middle. I mean, they weren't running light years a minute like they did under Chip Kelly. So I think the tempo is going to be slowed a little bit. You look at Auburn, 81st last year in plays per game, and now they have a new quarterback. I think this total was too high. I think this game is 1st to 24 likely wins. I think it's a fun defensive battle. Two good offensive lines, two good defensive lines. Look, if this game gets to 60, I'll salute. For me, though, I'm going under 55.5. That's my play. All right. I'll be on for a few more minutes here, about 10 minutes. Feel free to throw in anything you can. I'll try to rapid fire these. Look, again, guys, we can't go over every game. It's just not, we don't really have the time to do it. Real quick, though, Premier League today, Crystal Palace and Villa. That game's low scoring, good. Leicester Bournemouth, both his score hits. What did Raheem Sterling score? Can anyone give me an update? Did Raheem Sterling score? Chelsea, again, cannot defend. They give up a goal. Bingo. Timo Pukki's been off the score sheet. Let's see if he can get something here. They've had some opportunities. Let's see if he can score. That's our boy, Timo Pukki. All right. What else do we have here? Coastal Carolina, Raven in the Desert. Yeah, early on I looked at this game and I had some interest in Eastern Michigan, but I want to see what we have from Mike Glass before I do anything. This is a good defense, Eastern Michigan, but I need to see what we have from their new quarterback. Coastal always seems to be tough. They're always going to try. Joe Mowgli, the coach there. What's the line in that game? I haven't looked at that one in a while, so I have to check that out. Kansas -9. Yeah, look, I'm not laying 9 points with Kansas. Look, if you're going to blow anyone out, they have to do it today. The Les Miles there needs to get off with a bang. Can they do it against Indiana State? Puka's out, the running back for Kansas. Can they find other ways to score? I like their quarterback, the junior college kid, McVitie. I like that kid for Kansas. If they're going to blow anyone out, it's today. But I have a hard time I have a hard time betting Kansas laying almost double digits. Clowney to Seattle. How about that? Well, Eagles miss out. Look, and that's sometimes the big story with the Philadelphia Eagles. They don't go out and improve things that they need to improve late, right before the season. They need another pass rusher. And they're going to let Clowney go somewhere else, which I think is a mistake. You have too many receivers. Let one of them go. Bring in a big-time player that can win you a Super Bowl. But they know better than me. Do I recommend a PA online betting site? No, none of them pay me to give them my opinion. So, again, I think as Dave Portnoy says, no free ads. I'm not giving any free ads. If a PA casino wants to say to me, hey, big man, we want you to promote our book, well, then that's fine. But none of them do that. So, I mean, they're all, they're all controlled, so they're all going to pay you. Oregon State, Purdue. Oregon State, Purdue don't play today. They both played last night. SMU, Arkansas State. Yeah, this is an interesting game. Why is Arkansas State a 3-point favorite in this game? I mean, SMU, pretty good football team. Shane Buechele, the quarterback. This seems like to me a game that SMU can win. Arkansas State's good, but they lose Justice Hansen. Have they taken a step forward? Can they replace him? That's going to be tough. Now, SMU's a pretty scrappy team. I think a team that will improve a bit defensively. I'll take Shane Buechele in 3 points over whoever Arkansas State throws out. Thank you all for checking out the show today. I gladly appreciate it. I'll be on for another 5 or so minutes. Not going to be on right till kickoff. Again, we'll try to do this as much as we can, breaking down these games. Tomorrow we just have, I think, 1 or 2 games. I think it's just 1 game. And I'll break that one down tomorrow. What else do we have here? The Auburn line you tweeted out has been 55 since yesterday morning. Did you buy a point? No, it hasn't been. It's 55.5. I got it at Bookmaker, Bars fan. Look, don't tell me my business, okay? Look, I have no reason to make lines up. Okay, I'm on the fucking air constantly. Listen, come in here, you want to be fine, but don't try to pull stuff and say, oh, where'd you get that line? I got 55.5. So feel free to, go and try to find 55.5. There's a few 55.5s out there. So feel free to find that. Sean Higgs saying Auburn's 56. So listen, Barca fan, just because you look at one book, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I mean, you got to look at other books. SBR odds, okay? Go there. They have like tons of books. And they give you a line. You can find the best one. Why don't they have a conference challenge in football over Labor Day like they do in hoops? It's a good point. I'm not getting upset. You come in here. I don't think you said one word, and you're telling me you're kind of like accusing me that I'm putting out a bad number or something. So, am I still doing shows with Gabe? Yeah, I go on his show occasionally. I'm not on his. I haven't been on his video shows. I go on his radio show, but I haven't done any videos with Gabe recently. No. SBR sucks. Okay, well, that's your opinion. SBR. Keep in mind, SBR. All they're doing is giving you free video content, and naturally, you have a problem with that. Listen, you can cure cancer. In the internet age, someone will be mad you didn't do it quick enough. Can't please everybody. Is Peter coming this year? I don't know. We'll see. As I've said, I have some changes that are probably coming here that I've kind of been speculating. It's not free. Well, listen, I'm sorry, Barca fan, explain to me how SBR videos aren't free. Because they produce them, put them out, and you watch them. Doesn't cost you anything. So, I mean, you're just talking in circles. That's all you're doing now. You're just going back and forth, trying to talk in circles. But But yeah, we'll see. I've spoke to Peter. I've talked to him a couple different times. He's doing well. He's got more time on his hands. So yeah, we'll see what we have with Peter. I don't know. What else do we have here? They aren't free because you have to pay for internet. Good luck today. Are Mike cheering for the Patriots now? Oh, because I have a shirt that says Pats. Okay. Well, hey, listen. It's Pat's King of Steaks, dickhead. I have some friends that work there. They gave me the sweatshirt. Any more fucking questions, Barca fan? You fucking hack. Any more questions? Listen, you come in here and act like an asshole, you're going to get treated like one. We have 200 people in here. Everybody's talking sports, having fun, chatting it up. This fucking guy wants to come in here and break everybody's bowls. Nothing he said has helped anybody here today. Yet he's still in here bothering us. And this is the second time now he's just assumed things. Oh, you're making lines up. Oh, you're a Patriots fan. Why the fuck would I be a Patriots fan? I've been an Eagles fan my entire fucking life. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, Barca fan's a Liverpool fan. Oh, poor guy. You talk about a Liverpool. When did you start like Liverpool? Last year? I'm a Liverpool fan. That's like saying I'm a Patriots fan. Look, unless you're from Massachusetts or like the Northeast and you like the Patriots, we might have to call you out. But saying you're a Liverpool fan, it's like, Jesus. When did you start liking them? Last year? Do I think Georgia rolls? Yeah, I mean, I think Georgia's going to roll in a lot of games. And, I mean, look, this is an SEC game, though, But, yeah, I mean, it is a road game. It's Vanderbilt, but we all know what Vanderbilt's all about. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You all have a great night. Thanks for checking out the show. Good luck today in college football. If you want my free card, all you got to do is go to twitter.com, search my Twitter at Jeff Nadeau, and check out what I have. I'm on East Carolina plus 18, Michigan minus 31.5, La Tech, Texas over 55, and then Georgia Auburn under 56. Look, if you tail, look, again, nobody's paying me for these picks. I'm just giving out my opinion. I am 4-0 so far. Let's hope to add to it. Sometimes if you can go 2-2, that's a win. Look, as long as I don't go 0-4, I'm good with it. Let's get it done today. Let's have some fun. Let's try to find some value here. Whatever you're on, good luck. Hopefully you cash. I will probably see you guys next week. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Labor Day is kind of the end of summer as we know it. I know summer doesn't end till like the 21st, but summer's about over. So you all have a nice night. I'll see you next time. Thanks all for watching. If you're new around here, look, if you want more college football, I have some other picks on the website, the YouTube channel. I have North Carolina, South Carolina, La Tech, Texas, East Carolina, NC State, couple of them. Am I at the Shore House? No, I'm not. I'm at home. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks for checking out the show. We'll see you next time.